Welcome into Rockets Today, presented by Prize Picks. I'm your host, Jeremy Chuggs, and coming up on today's show, the Rockets give us a sliver of hope in the NBA playoffs, but does it mean anything? We'll talk about that on today's program. And also, the Kevin Durant rumors are already a-flying. The Ringer had a write-up about him, and you're going to want to know what they had to say. We'll talk about that on the back half of today's program. But through the ups and downs, I can say I am always a Rockets fan. I will always be a Rockets fan. If you agree, if you're with this team through thick and thin, go down and like the video, hit that thumbs up icon, and H-Town, let them know that you're here. Stand up, hit that like button if you love this team through the good and through the bad. I know. Regardless, I'm a Rockets fan. All right, let's talk about that Game 4 win that kept the series alive for your Houston Rockets, 115-96. They, after that game, I felt good, but it's a little bittersweet knowing that you're still down 3-1, and the fact that you lost Game 3 the way that you did, it really should be a 2-2 series, and even going back to LA 2-2, let's be honest, would still be a little bit disappointing for Rockets fans. And last night, I don't know if it was just me, I don't know if you watched the game, but I feel like the Lakers just weren't really trying, man. If the Rockets win Game 5, I'll start to believe again. But I'm not holding my breath. The Rockets, they played well last night, but the Lakers, they cleared the bench with 7 minutes to go in the fourth quarter? They were not really Bronny was getting serious minutes. Not LeBron, Bronny was getting serious minutes in that game, even though, the Rockets, their defense was much better. All their starters were in double figures in terms of scoring last night. And we saw some good performances from the Rockets bench. But down 3-1 against LeBron James, it's not a good feeling, right? And the hope is guys like somebody like a DFS, Dorian Finney-Smith, which we haven't really seen. He got 2 points last night, but I thought he played much better on the defensive end. Tari Eason had himself a game, 20 points, 5 steals. Aaron Holiday was hitting corner threes last night. If they can keep that up, sure, I'm feeling better about the Rockets' chances in this series. But if we're being honest, like I said, DeAndre Ayton, he got ejected in the game. LeBron and the rest of this Lakers team, they kind of seemed out of it. I don't know if they were partying in H-Town the night before or what was going on, but the Lakers, it felt like a regular season game for them, and it did feel like the Rockets were, had their backs against the wall and were fighting for their lives. That's what last night looked like, and the Rockets ended up winning. We'll see if that continues into Game 5, as we don't know whether or not Kevin Durant will be able to play. First, it was the knee injury that he sustained in practice, bumping knees with a teammate, and then he hurt his ankle in Game 2, missed Game 3, also missed Game 4, and according to Ime Udoka, he remains game to game. He could return in round 1. What do you mean could return in round 1? We're down 3-1. You're hoping that he returns in round 1, but we'll see. It's really if he doesn't return, I think in Game 5, Rockets are kind of screwed. But the good news, Producer Jack, your Prize Picks lineup won't get screwed. You can go ahead and put KD in your lineup without any worries, because Prize Picks, they offer that injury reboot. So if a player either doesn't play or exits in the first half and doesn't return, then they are rebooted. They're taken out of your lineup, and it's all good. And that's why I love today's presenting sponsor, Prize Picks, because the playoffs, they're here for basketball, and Prize Picks is America's #1 sports picks app and the best place to win cash while watching sports, any sport really, not only basketball, hockey, you have baseball, you have tennis, golf, all on one app that is super simple, super user-friendly, and all you got to do is just pick more or less on a few player stats and lock in your lineup. Speaking of Game 5, this is the lineup that I'm rocking with, and I had a extra payout boost in this lineup. So it's a 3-pick power play, $10 to actually pay $75. So got that little payout boost. Thank you, Prize Picks. This is the lineup that I'm rolling with. Alpi, I'm going more on the rebounds and assists. Bronny, 0.5 points. I had to. I was like, he's getting the minutes. He could get a point. I'll put him in there. And then I have a demon pick, 3.5 threes for Shepherd. He's been sending them from long range, so hopefully he is on point there in Game 5. You can use my lineup or go ahead and make your own. Just do it with our friends over at Prize Picks. With the new social feeds feature, you can share Prize Picks with your friends and copy lineups with a single click. That includes me, also producer Jack. He's our baseball guy here at Chat Sports, so you can go ahead and follow his lineups with just the click of a button. New users, listen up, because download the Prize Picks app today with the link in the comments and the description, and use code HMA to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code HMA to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks, it's good to be right. Once again, that link is going to be in the comments and description of today's program. Now, The Ringer put out an article this morning, and this was the tweet that went around with it. Nothing is off the table in Houston. Giannis, Kawhi, another KD trade. The only thing the Rockets should rule out is running this back. Pretty good tagline there. Let's look at what The Ringer had to say. The Rockets thought that KD was their missing piece, and instead, there's a chance they'll turn him into a stepping stone this summer. It turns out that your best player shouldn't also be a mercenary. But despite that, the Heat, Timberwolves, Blazers, Mavericks, Pistons, Knicks, Raptors, Hawks, Magic, Lakers, Nuggets, Hornets, Bulls, Wizards, Warriors, Pacers, Jazz, Sixers, Celtics, Cavs, Bucks, and Clippers would all have varying degrees of interest pending how the rest of these playoffs go. I mean, you just named like half the league, so I mean, okay, like I guess, like, what is this report that every league or every team would be interested in adding KD at the right price? Sure. I mean, do you put out a Giannis article and go, the Rockets, Mavs, Spurs, Thunder, Pelicans, yes, of course. A lot of teams are interested in adding good players. I mean, I feel like that is no secret. But it does beg the question, though, do the Rockets want to move on from Kevin Durant? Do they want to make him a stepping stone? Or do they want to try to build around KD this offseason? Because they had the same record that they had the year prior, right? They traded Jalen Green. They traded Dylan Brooks in that massive, 8 or 9 team trade to acquire Kevin Durant. Do they want to make it a one-season experiment, or do they want to try to build on it going into next year? What do you think down below in the comment section? Will KD be on the Rockets next year? Give me a yes, give me a no down below in the comment section. I would say yes, just because I feel like at this point you're not going to get a pretty fair return for him unless the Rockets, I'm not going to say want to blow it up, but definitely want to go on a different route, especially if the KD files, the KD burner files are true and they want to help out the locker room a little bit maybe, but I don't think it's that big of a deal personally. We'll have to see what they think this summer. But the article from The Ringer went on to say this. If the Rockets go the other way, keep Durant, and believe they're not that far from making the finals, Giannis Antetokounmpo, Kawhi Leonard, Donovan Mitchell would presumably be on their radar. A few other names who could squeeze into the conversation: Karl-Anthony Towns, Darius Garland, and Joel Embiid. I found that pretty interesting. We had been hearing the Rockets around Giannis for quite a while. Also, other teams like the Knicks have been circled around a Giannis Antetokounmpo trade. The other names they mentioned in the article: Kawhi Leonard, Donovan Mitchell, Karl-Anthony Towns, Darius Garland, Joel Embiid. I personally, if I was choosing between these 6, I would look at Giannis, D-Mitch, Karl-Anthony Towns. Darius Garland, I think a good player, but he's making quite a chunk of change for somebody who scores 18 points a game. He's making upwards of $40-50 million on his contract. Joel Embiid is always injured. I don't think we need another guy like that. Kawhi Leonard, same. Those guys are never on the court. I would not want to trade for those players, especially since they're not playing, right? Giannis, a D-Mitch, Karl-Anthony Towns would be the 3 names I'm looking at, but I think each of those guys would require you to trade one of your stars, either Amen Thompson or Alperen Şengün. Maybe you add KD in one of those trades somehow and keep those 2 players, but I don't see any team really trading with the Rockets, especially a superstar like a Giannis, a Donovan Mitchell, Karl-Anthony Towns, if it doesn't include a Şengün or a Thompson. Just in my opinion, I don't think an NBA team will look at it like that. Maybe they will value the Rockets' picks coming up in the coming years, but who knows with NBA trades these days. I think it's going to be a very interesting summer, And that's why you got to make sure you are subscribed. Did you make it to the end of the video? And are you subscribed? Well, if so, drop those H's down below in the comment section because things are going to get crazy this summer. And I'm going to break it all down here on Rockets Today. Anything around free agency, around the drafts, around the latest trade rumors, we're going to be covering it for the low price of 100% for free. All you got to do is go down and hit that sub button.